Welcome to the Common Man Football Show. My name is James Coburn, and today's episode, we're talking about the Denver Broncos versus Kansas City Chiefs Week 8 matchup based on analytics. Each week, I collect all of the current 2017 NFL team data in order to analyze and project potential NFL performance. And since it's a weekly collection, there will always be some fluidity in terms of various team trends each week. However, there will always be little nuggets of truth that could become bigger nuggets of truth as the season continues. So stick around as I analyze each week's matchups based on analytics. And if you're new to the channel, all terms and definitions will be in the description. So starting with this game between the Broncos and the Chiefs. So looking at the basic NFL stat comparison data, and again, basic NFL stat data is looking at how the offense is performing, how the defense is performing, how the special teams is performing, and it should not be a surprise that the Chiefs are favored in this game. When you look at the overall data, one thing that sticks out is offensively, the Chiefs are just a lot better than the Broncos. The offensive score percentage, the ability to score on every single offensive drive, heavily in favor of the Chiefs versus the Broncos. The Chiefs have a 99.21 offensive score percentage, whereas the Broncos have a 15.59. You look at turnover percentage. Chiefs have a 99.84 turnover percent, meaning that they do not turn the football over that much at all in terms of any team, really, in the last over a decade. And the Broncos, on the other hand, have a 19.84. So the Broncos don't score on offense that much, and they turn the football over all the time. That's not a winning success. That's not a winning formula. And the Chiefs have those particular factors. And even on top of that, sack percentage more so in favor of the Kansas City Chiefs. Now the Chiefs, this has been the one Achilles heel for the Chiefs. They've allowed way too many sacks this year. But the Broncos have allowed more sacks than them. So from that respect, the Chiefs in pretty much all phases on offense have been better than the Broncos. Now, the Broncos do have some success points. When you get to the defensive side of the football, this is definitely an area where I would say the Broncos have a better defense. The defensive offensive score percentage, the Broncos are just better in terms of preventing points on defense. The Broncos are better when it comes to sack percentage. They get more sacks on defense than the Chiefs, which is surprising because of Justin Houston, all these other short players. But the Broncos are just better overall when it comes to creating sacks. The Broncos are also better when it comes to creating interceptions. And because of that, that's why I would say the Broncos defense, I will give the W to the Broncos defense in that respect. That their defense is better than the Chiefs. If there was two major flaws to this Chiefs team, it's the allowing of sacks. They just allow too many sacks on offense. And it's their defense not exactly being up to par with where it needs to be, especially when it comes to creating turnovers. Because that is a major factor that needs to be improved, because if you have a great offense, if you have a really efficient offense, you need to be feeding that offense. You need to be giving that offense more chances to put points on the board. And that's something that the Chiefs have not exactly been the best at this year. So in terms of all those factors, that's just how the overall data again, offense, Chiefs, defense, Broncos. Now when you get to special teams, punt return yardage, kick return yardage, all that stuff, Broncos are favored there. Broncos are much better when it comes to getting yardage with kick returns and punt returns. But defensive punt return yardage and defensive kick return yardage is more so with the Chiefs. Chiefs are better in terms of preventing punt returns and preventing kick return yardage overall. Field goal percentage is also with the Chiefs. In fact, this is the disparity here in terms of field goal percentage. The Chiefs have a 96.69 field goal percentage score, whereas the Broncos have a 1.26 field goal percentage score. That is just, that's just not good. So if this is a close game, if this becomes like a 23-20 game, it would be more so in favor of the Chiefs winning this game because they have a much more consistent field goal kicker. Everybody talks about, you're not going to win this game with field goals. Don't even say that, because if you have a consistent place kicker, if you have a guy who can, every time you line him up to kick a three-pointer, he kicks that three-pointer, you're just going to win more football games. You just are in that situation. And that is another thing that holds back this Broncos team. It's another thing that I think factors into their inability to put points on the board on offense is they're not able to get those field goals. There's missing points because of that issue. So that's another sort of reason that also favors the Chiefs in that respect. Extra point percentage also in favor of the Chiefs, and punting average is more so even between both these teams. But overall, based on the basic data, Chiefs have a better offense. Broncos have a better defense. But special teams is pretty heavily in favor of the Chiefs, especially when it comes to scoring on special teams, and not necessarily touchdowns on punt returns or touchdowns on kick returns, more so on things like field goal percentage and stuff like that, which is a big factor. People really underrate how much field goal percentage matters to winning football games, and that is a big factor that also favors the Chiefs. And it's because of those factors, all those factors combine as to why the Chiefs are favored in this game. Is basically what I'm trying to get to. So now when you get to some other sort of data points, so micro matchups. So we look at completion percentage for the Broncos versus the Chiefs defense. And in this aspect, the Chiefs are actually favored over here in terms of first down situations, second down situations, and third down situations. So the Chiefs defense has been able to make it difficult for teams to complete passes. And I will say that much. This whole year, they've been good at that particular aspect compared to the Denver offense. Then you look at the Chiefs offense versus the Broncos defense. More so favors the Chiefs, who have had a pretty high completion percentage on first, second, and third down compared to the Broncos. Rushing downs, Broncos rushing offense versus Chiefs rushing defense, and the Broncos actually have the advantage here. On second down and third down situations, there's a pretty big disparity in those areas. So I will say that the Broncos, I think, will have some success running the football in this game, especially when it comes to second down and third down situations. Then, of course, you look at the Kansas City Chiefs offense versus the Broncos defense when it comes to rushing. And honestly, this actually favors the Broncos. When it comes to second down situations and third down situations, third down is a little bit more even. I mean, if you see it, it's a little bit more even in terms of that particular matchup. But there's a huge disparity between the Broncos defense on second down versus the Kansas City Chiefs offense on second down. And there is somewhat of a disparity on first down, but I do think that this is going to be tough sledding for the Kansas City Chiefs, if you will, in terms of running the football. So this is going to be an interesting matchup to see because this Chiefs offense has largely had a ton of success on offense because of the running game, because of Kareem Hunt and all those other sort of factors. And if Hunt, I'm not going to say he gets taken out of the game, but if he gets limited in this game, if his impact gets limited, what could the effects be? So that's definitely going to be a key matchup to see if the Broncos have success stopping the run, because this could be something that has ramifications. Like this could swing in favor of the Broncos pretty heavily if they're able to at least slow down Kareem Hunt and the offenses in general in terms of rushing downs. Then you look at passing downs. Broncos passing offense versus Kansas City Chiefs passing defense. And this more so favors the Chiefs defense on second and third down. The Broncos have just not been that great on offense, man, for the most part, except for first down situations. That's the only down where they've been pretty above average when it comes to their ability to convert first downs into first downs, for example. Then you look at the Chiefs passing offense versus the Broncos passing defense. More so favors the Chiefs in terms of first down and second down situations. Then you look at sack rate, Broncos offense versus Chiefs defense. And this more so is actually a little bit more evenly matched, but there's a big disparity here. The Broncos are the worst offense in the NFL when it comes to giving up sacks on first down, and the majority of the sacks that the Chiefs have been able to get have come on first down. So that is a key matchup to see in terms of how disruptive the Chiefs can be on defense because of that particular factor. Then, of course, you look at the Chiefs offense versus Broncos defense when it comes to sacks, and this honestly favors the Broncos defense in terms of first down situations and third down situations, which again gives the Broncos a chance. If they can sack the quarterback and get a lot of pressure, then this could definitely change the dynamics of this game. Like the Broncos defense is strong enough that I'm not going to say they could shut out the Chiefs offense, but they could make it so that the Chiefs offense is a heck of a lot less efficient and actually give the Broncos a fighting chance in this game. So don't be surprised if that actually happens. Then, of course, you look at interception ratio. Broncos offense versus Chiefs defense. Broncos are favored here on first and second down, except for third down. Most of the interceptions that the Chiefs have been able to get on defense have come on third down, and most of the interceptions that have been thrown by the Broncos have come on third down. And then finally, you look at the Chiefs offense versus Broncos defense when it comes to interceptions, and the Chiefs are heavily favored here. The Chiefs have yet to throw an interception on offense, which, you can fact check me on that, but I'm pretty sure that that's the case based on how well they've been scoring. So overall, my general feelings about this game, I still think it's a Chiefs victory. I think their offense is really successful. I think they keep up that success against the Broncos defense. But there is a scenario, there is a chance that if the Broncos have a dominant performance against this Chiefs offense, if they stop the run like they've been able to show in the past, this could be a similar game to like the Dallas Cowboys. When the Denver Broncos face the Dallas Cowboys and they stop the run and they really clamp down on the pass, this could be a game that's like that in that sense that, the Broncos offense is not incredibly efficient. It's not amazing, but it can get the job done when you have a defense like the Broncos have that is able to do certain things really well and prevent certain things and match up well with certain teams. I think that could be the game that you would want. So if you're a Broncos fan and you're listening to this video, you want this game to go kind of like the Cowboys game. You want this to be a game where they stop the run and they force Alex Smith into a lot of bad decisions, and they just have a lot of success and have a lot of fun on defense. And then your offense does just enough to put enough points on the board to keep it within range of them not being able to come back and win the game. So that is the best case scenario I can say for the Broncos defense. Is that based on the micro matchups, there is actually a possibility that the Broncos could match up really well here and win this game. And this is also a Chiefs offense that is starting to regress. Like, the offense has regressed a bit. The defense has regressed a ton. This whole team is regressing. So this could be a perfect match where the Broncos actually get this victory if those factors happen. If this becomes like the Dallas Cowboys game to a certain extent. If that actually were to happen. But I still think the Chiefs win this game. But that is the game plan if you're a Broncos fan. The game plan as a Broncos fan is to have a lot of success stopping the run, pressuring the quarterback, getting them out of rhythm, and then having your offense get the job done, because this Chiefs defense is weak enough to have success, to have a lot of success. So, we'll see what happens, of course. But that's my general feel on this game, is this could really go either way. I'm going to go Chiefs here. But there is a blueprint in place for the Broncos to get this victory if they do those particular things that I just said. And of course, you can find my other work at draftcoburn.wordpress.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Geometrics. And if you like this content and you want more content like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Share this video as well with anybody that you know. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.